Right, we have got a little mission. Captain's log, stardate 2026.05.13. Ship's clock 0615 hours. In the vast expanse of the verse, I stand looking over my fleet before we go into battle. I know my enemy's strengths and weaknesses. I know I cannot win. The force against us is too strong. If they want something, they simply take it. Their ultimate objective, and perhaps their only true weakness, is UECs, United Earth Credits. No matter how much they possess, they always hunger for more. A great battle approaches, and it's one that will affect everyone across the system. They call it the wipe. And when it comes, it will sweep across the board. A total wipeout. Yeow! So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to show you the vehicles I have. This is that little cargo handling vehicle. Drake. Let's have a little look at another one. This is my home hangar, home base. My favourite ship that I fly all the time basically is the Cutlass Black, because it does everything I want. There's that little luxury vehicle. I own these. These are all mine. They're not rented. But I own them with Alpha UECs. It's the one with the yellow windows, yellow tinted windows. There's a lot of new vehicles coming along. And so that's the RSI, that luxury thing. Well, it will be if I can get the thing to work. Yeah, come on. Oh, don't tell me. So one of the things that we've got an issue with at the moment is I loaded up a load of boxes from here. Flew all the way over to L2, Arc L2, and then I went back to Arc L1 because I thought it wasn't working, just there maybe, and I have usually been going to Arc L1, but the thing about going to Arc L2 is I can trade and buy food parts, medical supplies at Arc L2, so I take food from here over to Arc L1 and I purchase what was it, oh god, I can't remember the thing. Lanarite, not Lanarite. I'll have to just check my captain's log, just a second. Laranite. So Laranite from Arc L1, then I'll take food to Arc L2 and so on, and on Arc L2 I'll pick up medical supplies. So I goes over to Arc L2, I gets in the elevator, and the elevator wouldn't, well, I didn't get in the elevator, it just wouldn't work, the button wouldn't press. So I went back, I'd already come up in the elevator from my hangar that they assigned to me, and when I got, there's the Pisces Rescue, you know, I use that on the I'll leave it here for most part, unless I'm going on little missions and I've got somebody else with me and I'll ask them to fly it. My medical ship, just check everything. If I die I'll come back here, sort of thing. Normally medical regeneration, so just transfer my imprint to here, and that's where it's set, current position. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. So I need to go just check my health, because I've got something going on here. So this isn't working either for some reason. Let me try getting out of the bed. Right, get out of the bed. So things haven't been working. They must have done something already, because we've got some little glitchy things going on. I am trespassing. How am I trespassing? Hang about. It thinks because I've just had to put a claim in for all my vehicles, because none of them were coming up from the hangar, and I hoped the wipe hadn't already happened. So what happened in this vehicle was I went to Arc L2. I was able to go down in the elevator eventually. I went back to the hangar elevator, was come to the hangar, brought the ship up, sent the ship back down again, got in the elevator, went to the other elevator. It actually took me down to the up to the Galleria, where I was able to sell my food, which was like this. And then I bought, I just had over $1 million, and I bought medical supplies at full ship. Right, went back to the Galleria, and the ship would not come up. It was full. I'd already spent the money. The stuff was loaded on the ship. The ship wouldn't come back. And then, so I thought I'll play it later on, and I went offline. So now I think all these things which I've got stood about my home hangar. Oh, it's letting me get in that one, and I put a claim in on that as well. So yeah. So this is part of my fleet, of course, for loading, doing cargo. It's my Pisces. It says I'm at 92 health. Let me just see if I can just have a drink with stuff. Let's know. I just want normal backpack, please. Let's have a cruise looks. So as you can see, so I came back here, and my Drake Cutlass come up, so I took it out for a little fly around, come back in, everything seemed fine. So I went back into the TDD and bought some more food, and then I came out and the ship wouldn't come up. So I had to log off because I was too tired to play at that point. It wouldn't come out of the hangar. Every time it did, it was nose down and getting crunched by the doors, and I thought, oh well, that's the end of that then. I've lost some money. I've come on this morning and it's working again. But what I'm going to have to do is just I want to just do a quick we'll store that one. That was the Drake Mule that's parked around the corner, the one which is a little cargo thing. So my next favourite ship, which I won't click on yet until the doors have closed. So you should always let the doors close before you call your next ship, because that one's still in there. And if you call the next ship too soon, it spawns in on top of the one and they both get destroyed. Sometimes, not always. So let's go for the we've got the Pisces Rescue, that's all the one that's already out, and the Argo Atlas. Let's do it in I want to do it in order of what I've got time to do. So the Drake Vulture. I mean, these ships cost quite a lot of money. Alpha UEC, there was a lot of grinding involved, a lot of earning, a lot of missions involved. and now none of it matters because it's all gone. By the time you're watching this video, all this will be taken off me in the wipe. And you know, I'm sort of semi-losing the desire to want to play because I have to keep starting from the beginning. And I was doing it with industrial ships and you know, basically you know, industrial ships and other things like that. So you can see it's my ship, I can get in it and everything. And also you'd see on the, if it was a higher ship, because this is another thing I've had before when I've shown people what stuff I'd got to, is they say, well, that's a higher ship, you know, and you've hired all them just to say you've done all this. But I spent hours, hundreds of hours in this game. Yeah. Yowzers. You know, I've been to dozens and dozens of planets. The only place I haven't really been to is Nyx. I've been to Pyro and had a good look around there. I've died there many times. So I've got all these boxes and ore pods. You know, all this costs money. It all costs time in the game. I've got tons of armour. 6 pages of, you know. Let's just turn those off because they're food. They're cargo boxes. Not brilliant armour, but you know, there's a mixture of good and bad. You know, heavy, light, and medium armour in there. Boxes, backpacks, clothing. All this is going to go. This is t-shirts from previous expos that I don't want to lose, and hats that I actually collected. So I've got a collection so I can wear them all. And now all they're going to go as well. I don't agree with their decision just to do a total wipe. There should be some things that you can put in a certain place that don't get wipes that they give you back. You know, it must be possible. They've got all this accessibility, and certain collectibles should be allowed to be retained. So, you know, that is where I'm saying, well, there's no point in collecting anything anymore. When I go to the expo, there's no point in buying a t-shirt and a hat because it's going to go in the next wipe, however long that may be. I've had some of these things since the last wipe in 2024, I think it was. Yeah, vehicle parts, guns and stuff I've collected, or I've got a paint there, look, for my Aurora. You know, things like that. So it's just not, you know, nice to lose it all, and they don't seem to appreciate that at all. It's like the biggest concern of most players is losing all the progress. So I don't know why they can't see that. It's a big thing, you know, and they're going to put a lot of people off wanting to come back and play it, and certainly people like one of my sons who was going to start playing it. I've tried to explain it to him as a, you know, oh, what's going to happen? Is that going to take the other one away? Yes. I forgot to put it away. I usually put it away first. But that is, to be honest, why the pad goes down before the next vehicle comes up. And yeah, I've only got about 5 minutes left to show you because I've got to go off to the rail world to do a JLB that keeps you just over broke. I don't know why I bothered bringing this up. I see the thing that's annoying about what they need to fix is some of the so this is the green military one, you know, that can jump. So when it's on a low gravity planet, of course, you can jump quite a ways. So that's the Geo, the Atlas Geo. And we'll sort of leave that off to the side, I suppose. Go see them people in that comms tower up there. Let's just go pull another ship. My Aurora MR was my original package, and I'll be left with that and 5,000 Alpha UECs. So the Intrepid the Crusader Intrepid was one of my next. And I suppose I could just send you through the list so you can see. Of course, none of them are hired. Hover quad, that's the one we're bringing up now. The Crusader, Cutlass Black, Drake Mule, Drake Vulture, which you've seen, Grey Cat PTV. These aren't very expensive, but you know they're still purchased in the game with Alpha UECs with the money you've earned. Maroc DS, Grey Cat STV, Kruger. And when I got some of these vehicles, I used them over and over and over again to make money with, of course. The Prospector, Mirror Pulse. I mean, that wasn't cheap. The Prospector wasn't cheap. It's cheap by some of the ship standards, but you know, the Lynx, the Aurora MR Mark 1 is my pledge vehicle. So that's all I'll be left with when I've finished. And the Mirror Pulse. This is a battle we can't win, because RSI don't seem to listen. That, you know, people don't like losing all their stuff. There are other people saying it's a good thing, because if you lose all your stuff, everybody else that's starting out afresh in the game, right? Everyone that starts out afresh in the game will have an equal chance with everyone else that's in the game. But that's not fair on the people who, you know, spent hundreds of hours in the game and refining, you know, the fleet and doing what they want and purchasing the things they want. I don't want to have to keep doing it all over again, you know what I mean? There's a limit. So, you know, that's the vehicle. And the last one I'll bring up is the mining ship. So I've got the low end ships, but they're all industrial type ships. The Drake Vulture, the Cutlass Black, well, that's, you know, arguably a fighting vehicle, but I use it for cargo. The latest one I was going to buy, which I've been renting recently, was the C1, and I was going to buy that next as a precursor to getting the C2, just because it's easier and quicker to load if you do it loading it manually, and it's easier, quicker to load. Then I wanted the hull A or the hull B, you know, and I'm saying to myself, why should I keep bothering? It's like there's loads of other games I can play where my progress is kept. So this one is one of my favourite vehicles as well. I mean, they're all my favourite vehicles, ones you've just seen, because they all do different things. So how can you have more than one favourite vehicle? Well, currently if I'm mining asteroids or mining on a planet, mining rocks, this is the baby that I want. You know, I was using the newer ship the other week, and that'll probably be in one of my videos. In the I forget the name of the ship now. It's the one that's a little stumpy straight ship. I should have written them down. But yeah. Anyhow, so this one is nice, it's compact, it's got everything you need, you know. But that's basically it, that's my fleet. As you can see in the that's another door glitch thing where the door closes in your face and then you glitch through the door. They need to fix that. You know, rather than giving us new ships, they want to get on with fixing some of the stuff that's wrong with the current ships. Like, I bought the Aurora MR, and for the longest time, like, I'm talking years and years and years, you couldn't carry cargo in it, you know. So the next video I make, because this wipe is going to happen, I think, whilst I'm at work today. There's my Kruger Merlin, that's a little racing thing. The prospect to we're at now, the Aurora MR, which the last one I'll show you, is the only thing that survived this wipe. All the rest of that will be gone. So I thought, oh, they've got the Cutlass Black, I just need to do that delivery. No, I don't, because I've got that food in it. I also lost all my medical supplies, a ship full, 64 SCU of, sorry, 46 SCU in my black. And I also hired a C1 as well, so I was doing the double run. At one time, but I didn't have the C1 when I did lose the C1 in a crash. So, and I accept all those failures, you know, but when you see me next time, this is the only ship I'll have. And there's no point in delivering that stuff out of the Cutlass Black, because it'll all be gone later. I won't have 888,000, you know. And I think what CIG should do, what RSI, Robert Space Industries, should do, is take everybody's fleet value, right, of all the things. Everything should have a number based on it, based on what they paid for it, either in Alpha UEC or in, like, obviously you keep your pledge ships, that's no contest there, that's already said, but all of your Alpha UEC, everything that you've got, everything that you own, should be converted. In if they have to do the wipe and they can't split down too much, you know, you got this piece of special armour, or like all my t-shirts and hats and stuff that I got from the venues, which I like to collect, they're gonna go. But at least what they should do is say, this cost you this much. In some cases a t-shirt costs hundreds of Alpha UECs, you know, and the hat costs the same. Whereas if you just wanted a hat, you could just buy a cheap hat. But no, this is particularly because it's got Drake Interplanetary written on it. So what they should do is just turn all that into a monetary value and give you it back in Alpha AUEC, and say when you come to buy it the next time, of course, you've got the money now to buy it back. But there's certain things like the collectibles that you'll never get back. So at one point I was on an expedition just looking at all the different places I could go to, and I went to some unusual distant moons, and I found loads of bits of armour that all matched, that I loved, and I was wearing it all the time. I wasn't recording at that point, and then that was back in 2024 I think, before then, and they wiped it all, and that armour's gone now and I can't find it anymore. And I do keep my eye out for it, but yeah, you know. Anyway, so that's it. That's goodbye to all this stuff that I've worked for, you know. And I bet you it won't be here when I come back, because it said 12 hours. Well, that was a good 12 hours ago when I was talking about this to someone else who plays one of my sons, and he says it's going to happen within the next 12 hours. And it's been 12 hours, so it's probably anywhere around now, and I'm going to be at work for the next 8, 9, 10 hours, so, you know, goodbye all this stuff. We start again. I hope they've rethought it and that I come back and I find all my stuff here, but I don't expect I will. You know, that's what a wipe's all about. And it is what it is. You play the game, you know what the dangers are and what the risks are. You come in, somebody kills you, you know, so what? That's the game. You come in, an RSI kills you, that's not what you expect. And you don't expect to lose everything, your bank balance, a lot. But there you are. You know, if I come back and it's only got this and my 5k that I started with, then I'll think, I'll go play Days Gone or something like that, something else for a bit. I might do, I don't know. It's also about the community and the friendships, so when you build, you know, a bit of camaraderie with people and stuff like that, I join in orgs. I like that sort of stuff. And but when I'm doing that, I can't really record because my computer's not fast enough to do all that sort of stuff. Anyway, taddy bye, and I'll see you after the wipe, I suppose. Taddy bye.